Who are you?
Brian Mackenzie.
With?
I run CrossFit Endurance.
Sweet. Now, Brian, what exactly is CrossFit Endurance? And if you can elaborate on the difference between CrossFit and CrossFit Endurance, if there is a difference.
There is. CrossFit Endurance is a training program for endurance athletes based off of a lot of some of the CrossFit principles and the principles that we've incorporated into an endurance program. It's a three-part model where we take skill, we teach the skill of sport, then we teach intensity, and then we teach volume, as opposed to normal endurance sports or endurance programs that just base off of a volume-based program, then maybe in intensity. The distinction between CrossFit is a general preparedness program for physical training. So it's your all-around training. The endurance portion is where we take the CrossFit model and we actually incorporate endurance work into that. So sport specificity work into the CrossFit model. We don't necessarily just make workouts that have running or swimming or biking in them mixed with CrossFit. We more or less implement the sport specificity into the program. What we found was there was an all-around, there wasn't just one person, there wasn't a couple people, there wasn't even a few people, it was every athlete we were working with was getting better results based off our training program than the other programs that we were doing. We had done a lot of the long, slow distance programs. We'd done your traditional endurance programs. I've been there, I've been a part of them. My athletes have done them and been a part of them. And then we kind of morphed this thing back in late 2004, maybe beginning 2005, where we started incorporating more strength and conditioning into the endurance athletes program. And what we found was that they were just getting a better response out of everything. Meaning that response was their performance was changing. They were getting faster.
Which kind of leads into the next question. It says, do you believe endurance athletes like marathon runners and triathletes could train better or more efficiently with CrossFit methods? And I think you kind of already answered that, right?
Yeah, I absolutely 100% agree. I'm not saying that current endurance athletes need to or should come train the way that we've created. I want everybody to have fun. I'm not here to say what you're doing is wrong. What I'm saying is that we've found something that works a lot better than what we were doing before.
Okay. So it's just would it be safe to say a smarter way of training?
Yeah, you could say that.
What is pose running or the pose method?
Pose method is a running method was created by Dr. Romanoff back in, I believe, 1979, and he brought it to the United States like in '95 or something. Basically what he did was he was the first one to ever develop running mechanics, where there was never a standard set in running. There was always just general theory. There were plenty of studies that had been done, but nothing was out there that any one person was teaching some type of method. So he developed basically what we're now seeing as running mechanics. So he was kind of the creator of that.
Okay. Now, how important is hydration, and is there a general rule or formula on how much water I should be consuming?
Hydration is probably one of the most important things about anything. A good thing to figure out is your sweat rate. Knowing how much water loss you actually have when you train, depending upon the time of year or conditions you're in. As an endurance athlete and somebody who's paid attention to a lot of stuff he's done and his athletes have done, I've been in a lot of extreme conditions and some not so extreme conditions, and conditions change, and to know how much water loss will affect, as much as 5% water loss or 3% water loss will basically ruin your performance by 10%. A lot of things can change with hydration.
Somebody told me some time ago a general rule of thumb was to take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces of water you should be consuming a day. Was that BS? Or was
no, that's a general. That is a general basic rule.
Okay.
That's without training.
That's with that. So that's just somebody who's not even working out.
That's somebody who's not working out.
Okay, and then if you are, for example, the
there
CrossFit
are
community,
probably, I would probably say maybe 75% of the people that even hear that are under that right now. That people just don't take in enough water, and they have no idea that they're underperforming.
Okay.
Yeah. So you take a sweat rate, real simple. Work out, weigh yourself naked before you work out, weigh yourself naked after you work out, whatever the time frame was that you worked out, whatever the weight loss is, that's basically what you lost in water.
Okay, that's a pretty simple formula.
Yeah. For every pound, you're looking at 16 ounces.
Okay. Now, finally, how do I start training this way? I notice a lot of CrossFit boxes don't do CrossFit Endurance workouts or offer CrossFit Endurance, so if somebody is interested in this, how can they start training this way?
They can go to the website. We actually have over 100 teams now across, around the world. But there's more and more teams developing that are actually offering this stuff because our coach base is growing rapidly. So there's usually anywhere in the United States you're going to be able to find a coach somewhere within your area. That doesn't mean there's a team in your area, but there's somebody who has been through the cert, understands this stuff, and can probably help you out with that. But the website will obviously allow you to follow.
And what is the website address?
CrossFitEndurance.com.
Awesome. Brian, thank you for your time today.
Thanks.